Hi guys, welcome again to my vlog. If you are new here, please do subscribe, it would be a great help. And welcome to my channel, Mrs. Felina Capulso. We are not gonna talk about something new in this vlog. This is just a repeat of my UK child dependent visa, the step-by-step in filling out the online application form, just because a lot of the people had feedback that it's quite confusing. So what I will do now is make one that is under my name as an MA or main applicant, and I'll gonna use the name of my child as well, the same as what I have done with the UK partner dependent visa. So I'll redo it, and hopefully this would be clearer for most of the people. Okay, let us start. If you could see in my description box, I will put in the link where you could apply this online application form. Again, this is only for main applicant under skilled worker visa. So I am a nurse, so I am eligible for a health and care visa as well. So if you go on that link, it will let you confirm your visa type. You just have to click on the child dependent visa, PBS, including students, startup, etc. Click that. Next. Then you would select the country of your biometrics for the child. Okay, so for us it was the Philippines, so we'll type that in. But if you're from India or Saudi Arabia, Middle East, etc., you just type in there whichever country your child will do a biometric. So just read that out, the visa application center, blah blah blah. So I have identified the location where I will provide my biometrics. That is for the child. Next, it will tell you all these details. You have to just read it out. I will not read it out one by one here, or it will make this video an hour video. So apply now on the bottom. Make sure you have read that. Register an email. Okay, since your child doesn't have any email address, you can use any parent that is doing the application for your child. So make sure, as for me, I will just type in my email address, and then you create a password, and then after that you save and continue. The only thing important with this, you should not forget about the password and the email address, because if you save this application, you will have to log in with this address and the password of that email address. So important, take note on that. And then what is the name of the person you will travel to UK with or join the UK? So this question is, you have to put in the main applicant. There are other applicant, the main applicant that travels together with their child coming to in the UK, and it's okay. But if in case like me, you are not traveling with your child, make sure the name that you will be entering in this part is the main applicant, not the parent that is not the main applicant. So as for me, I'm the main applicant. I will put in my name, save and continue. So what is my country of nationality? That is Philippines. My date of birth, I will make it a secret. So type that in, save and continue. So do you know the main applicant, which is me, Felina, passport or travel document number? Of course, you will know about that. So put in the passport or travel document number. So I will just put in my passport number. Traveling to the UK. So when are you and Felina Capulso traveling to the UK? So this is the question for the child. So you know your situation already. If you are traveling with your dependent or you are not traveling with your dependent, is it before or after? But of course, as our case, my child will be traveling after Felina Capuzzo. Save and continue. So Felina Capuzzo's current UK immigration status. So I am under skilled worker. That is what I will put in. I would choose the VAF number because this is the easiest part and this is what I have. I am not very familiar of the other option. So VAF number is located on top of your VIGNet, the main applicant's VIGNet or the visa in the passport, where it is pasted inside the passport, and just on the right upper corner, that is the number just below the valid until of that VIGNet or visa. So let's select yes, and then type in the VAF number. Felina Capuzzo's application status. Does Felina Capuzzo already have their skilled worker visa immigration permission? Which is yes, because I've already been here. So I don't know if you are traveling together and you are doing the application without receiving any visa yet. Maybe you would select the no, but as for my case, I would select yes because I have received it before I applied for my child dependent visa. What is my sponsor's license number? So this is located in your COS. So let me just type in. So next question, has Felina Capuzzo been informed they are eligible for health and care visa? And I would type in yes because I am under a health and care visa because I am a nurse. For those who are not, just type in no. However, you will be paying an IHS fee for that. I think that is the only difference that we have. For underskilled worker, that is not under health and care visa. So yes, I confirm. I have checked the eligibility requirements. Save and continue. Shortage occupation, which is yes, nurses are on shortage occupation. But you can just check in the occupational shortage list under that. Even continue. Do you have the COS reference number of Felina Capuzzo? Yes. So again, guys, I will just cut this off because this is, I can't just type in just like the sponsor license number. I can't just type in a random number. So this should be the correct one. So cut this off. Okay, what is the length of my COS? So it's 3 years or less. Some have 5 years, so mine is just 3 years. Save and continue. Sponsor certifying maintenance. So this is what I am talking even with the other video regarding the dependent maintenance, submitting a bank statement or payslip, etc. They tick yes with the maintenance in your dependents, in your main applicant, and also with the dependents. Others have just saying that it's just the main applicant and no for the dependents. So make sure to read that properly. As for me, my maintenance for myself and my dependents are ticked yes. So I would say yes. So it will just give you some review of whatever you have type in, then continue. Contacting you by email, blah blah blah, who this email belongs to. So of course it is belonging to someone else, not with my child, so I'll put in someone else. And then, do you have an email address? Which is no, my child doesn't have an email address. Save and continue. Then your telephone number. It doesn't matter if Philippine phone or whatever network phone you have, or in the UK phone, as long as you provide, just in case they need to call you to contact you regarding your application. So for me, I'll just put in my phone number. If you are using it in the Philippines, it's not a UK number, so just use for use wheels out of the UK. But if it is a UK number, then just put in for use in the UK. So it is just a mobile phone number. So you know already what you'll put in there. So let's go to the next step. another telephone number. So if you have any other telephone number you want to put in your partner's telephone number, that's fine. But for me, to be just less complicated, anyway, I'm ready anytime with my phone, so I'll just tick in no. Contacting you by telephone, so you will be choosing how you want to be contacted. Is it just calls or is it just messages? But as for me, I am fine with both. Your name. Enter your name as shown on your passport or travel document. Use the English spelling of your name provided. So this is now the child's details. So for those who are asking where they would put in the middle name, then you should put in all together in that given name box. They are not very particular with the middle name. So what I did, I just did not put in the middle name. It won't matter if you will just not put in the middle name. It's up to you. If your child has short names, just put in the middle name. But if your child has 3 names and then you will put in another middle name, well, if you're happy to do that, why not? There's nothing wrong with it. Based on my experience, I just did not provided her middle name, just her complete first names and then family name. Okay, save and continue. So is she known to other names? No, of course. And then your her gender would be female. And what is your relationship status? She is single, of course. Save and continue. Your address. So this address is where she is living at the moment. Okay, so where your child is living at the present time. So just fill that all in. Okay, is this address also your correspondence address? Which is yes. So this correspondence address is just that confirming if they need to send you some documents or mail or etc. That is the one that I want my documents or important things to be sent in case of her application in that address. So about this property, how long have you lived in this property? So let's just say in years. So she's been living there for 4 years already. So ownership status of that home, is that rented, is that owned? So for us, it's others. We're just living with our grandparents. So let's just put in grandparents owns the house. Something just like a brief description. So this is now the passport details of the child. So you already know what are the details of your child's passport, so put that in and let's go to the next. So your identity cards, ID or anything which she doesn't have, so let's just put in no. Your nationality, country and date of birth, so gladly her nationality and country of birth is not complicated because she was born and raised in the Philippines. So place of birth, so a specific city that she was born in, okay. And then the date of birth, so let's just put in other nationalities. Of course, she is just a Filipino, so she doesn't have any other nationalities. So now Felina Caposo's relationship to you. So the main applicant's relationship to you. What is Felina's relationship to you? So mother. Let's mother. So otherwise, if you are the father, put in the father. Save and continue. Dependent life. Have you formed an independent life, family? So this just means that have you had already a family? Are you married already? Or have you have a child? So let's just say some of your dependents have already had a child. So just in case, okay? But as a 4-year-old, she has no independent family. So save and continue. Your planned travel information. So just type in the planned month and year that you want to that your dependent child be in, let's just say 12, one of the 12, let's just say this December. So by the way, I have read that maximum of 3 months before. So if your planned date of flying should be falling within the 3 months application. So you cannot file like 6 months before, do the biometrics, and then your plan of date of flying is 6 months after. So that is not possible. So within 3 months, at least 3 months before, you'll have the biometrics. That's fine. They would accept that. Save and continue. Spoken language, English. People financially dependent. So does anyone rely on your financial support? Of course not, because she is relying on our financial support. So no. So does Karina attend school or college? Which is a no as well. So otherwise, if she's attending, just type in yes. If yes, it will just ask you all the details about the school. Okay, so noted. It will just ask you if it's a no also, and then if the school is not in the UK, they will ask address for this school. So it's just straightforward question. So as for the case of Karina, it's a no. To save and continue. Another parent. So I have already given my details, so I will my details, the mother, so I will give the details of the father. If ever you're only a single parent and there's no any other information about the other parent, or I don't know which case, let's just say, let's click this. What if I do not have my parents' details? So you can just tick in, I only have the details of one parent. But as for Karina, I am happy to give the details of the father. So let's just type in there and save and continue. Parent or legal guardian. Who is your parent or legal guardian who has given consent to make this application? So I would rather just choose the father, because I have mentioned in the other video that I'm not so sure where they would put in the details who can pick up the BRP of the child. I'm not so sure which area it is that they would zoom out and get the parents' consent. So I have suggested, what I meant with this is that I have suggested that why I would choose the father as a legal guardian, because of the picking up of the BRP card of my dependents. So if your child's BRP letter, the written guardian would be the father, who is also gonna pick up their BRP as well at that time, then you can easily just get your child's BRP card. However, if the legal guardian that is written in your child's BRP letter is the other parent that doesn't need to pick up their BRP already because they've picked it up months ago or they pick it up weeks ago, then you would go to gov.uk, sign a consent letter, email them, etc., etc., that me, Felina Capulso, would pick up my child's BRP, etc., etc. And it will take few days, 5 working days, I think, to get email back or a let's just say a confirmation that you are now eligible and able to pick up your BRP of your child. So that's what I am saying, that I am not quite 100% sure where they would consider who's the guardian written in your child's BRP. So anyway, it doesn't make any difference if it's just the father who is the legal guardian. I mean, you are shared, but just say it's the father, so we will be more sure that they would be able to pick up their BRP together. Unless both are all traveling together and you will all pick up your BRP, then that's fine. But for those who are the same with me, The dependent that needs to pick up their BRP should be the same with the child as well. So it's more easier for your part, because I have experience in that part where I have to fill in that online form. So I am saying to you, just choose the legal parent that is also a dependent and that is also traveling and picking up their BRPs together. Let's proceed. Save and continue. Any other parent or legal guardian? How have you, any other parent or legal given consent to make this application? I'll just choose no. Just to make sure that they don't, because I did yes to this before and then my name was written in the BRP letter of my child. So it's up to you guys if you want a more detailed one, more, this is not mandatory. You can just put in yes, but as for me, I'll just put no. Parent responsibility for Karina, my husband, to make sure. Family who live in the UK. Do you have any family in the UK apart from Felina Capuzzo? Which is no for us, because she doesn't have any relatives, she doesn't have any sister or anyone. We are just alone in this country. Okay, so no for Karina. Traveling as part of an organized group? Of course not. Just read that out, but I'm saying no unless otherwise she is a yes. Traveling with another person. Will you be traveling to the UK with someone who is not your partner? So yes. Who will you be traveling in the UK? So Karina is not traveling with a partner, and Karina is not traveling with a spouse, and Karina is not traveling with a dependent, because she has no dependent. She is the dependent. So let's just say yes, and she will be traveling with the parent, and who is the father. Where will you stay in the UK? So do you know where you will be staying in the UK? Which is a yes. This address would put in the main applicant's current address. There are a lot of people asking me which address will they put in, especially they haven't had their final flat, they are still in the shared flat or the hospital accommodation flat, etc. It's fine. Just put in the main applicant's current address in this portion. There will be a box or a certain page wherein you will add on additional information, and you will explain there the housing situation. So just put in your current postcode. Let me just put in my current postcode. Other places you will stay in the UK, which is no. So they will not be staying anywhere else. Okay, travel history. Have you been in the UK in the past 10 years? So Karina did not have any travel history in the UK. UK visa applications. So Karina hasn't had any visa in the UK that was been submitted. Able to start a country, any request? No, no, zero. So if your child have histories of travel like that, just put in the right answer. You don't need to copy mine, because in my case, she doesn't have any travel history in those countries. World travel history. So in the past 10 years, she did have one. Any other international countries apart from where she was born and raised? So it was a yes. Save and continue, and then it will just ask you where it was, and then for what reason. It was just tourism, and then when you did enter this country, save and continue, and then any other world travel history, which is she only had one travel history, so save and continue. Otherwise, if she doesn't really have any other travel history, just tick no, and it is also easier. So this additional information about your application is where you will put in information that needs explaining. For example, for the child who is born less than 2 years, and you have to put in at least 2 years in the address where she is living, because it will not let you go through So just put in here, name of the child is only 1 year and 5 months and she has been living in the same address that was provided in this application. However, I just put in 2 years in that address since it will not let me go through the application if it's less than 2 years. Then also regarding with the address, if you are still living in a shared flat or shared accommodation, you will just add on here, with regards to the address we provided to where I will be staying in the UK, my family will surely secure a flat or house near my mom's workplace or near the main applicant, whoever is the main applicant is. So let's just say the father as well. So near the father, my father's workplace, depends on who is the main applicant. Once our dependent visa are approved, since she is still sharing a flat with her workmates, we will also indicate the new and final address in our flat or house if information is needed in the near future. So this one, you also just need to rephrase it if it's a father, it's a male, etc. So just rephrase it properly. And yeah, that's more like it, I guess. So let's just go and save and continue. Doesn't allow me to have any apostrophes, numbers. They just want letters. Comma is fine, but not apostrophes. So it's wrong grammar actually. Near my mother's. It frustrates me. Why they don't want me to? It's wrong grammar now. Like, you have to have apostrophe in the mother's workplace. You can't just have, because it needs apostrophe. Can you just change it? Fine, whatever. If it goes through with yours, then go. But if it doesn't, then never mind. But okay guys, it should have an apostrophe S in the mothers, but the system will not let me put in apostrophes. They just want letters, but they accept commas and periods. Okay, fine. So let's just continue. You review everything that is written in there, then continue. Once you continue, when the TAR documents, you will just have that all click. It will just tell you all the and TB test. Don't forget if you're in a country that needs a TB test. So condition, there will be condition visa leave to remain if you are not having approved visa and you'll be detained, blah blah blah. So read that, save and continue. Declaration. So I am the parent or legal guardian of the applicant who is under age 18 complete. I accept the above. Third party, in what capacity are you representing the applicant? I am a family member. And how are you related to Felina Kapuso, which is me? I am Felina Kapuso. Third party declaration, provide your details. So Mrs. Then who is ever doing the application? So let me just do that. And my phone number, email address, etc, etc. Save, and you fill in everything, okay guys, just to make this so okay, your telephone number, who is declaring this application. So your telephone number, if it's in the UK, then UK. If it's in the Philippines, then Philippines. Your email address, your current address, where you are in, who is in that person, who is this person that you've provided, and that current address. Okay, save and continue. Fill in that one. Don't copy me. This is just a video purposes, but fill in that one. Consent for the Home Office to request verification checks for joint account or third-party support. Are you relying on evidence from someone else to prove your financial circumstances? Okay, this has always been a question whether this is a yes or no. So this is the declaration. I did answer a no in this in our real application, because it was is not for the child, so it was a no, because the previous question was declaring yourself, right? They said if it's a child, it's a dependent, it will really need to prove their financial circumstances, which is they are relying on someone. So if you click a yes in this, you see, you have to provide evidence of their financial circumstances. So when you open this one, declaration for the third party, blah, 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 blah. So you have to provide consent for the home office to verify your application, consent for the home office to verify the third party information, consent of the officer. Okay. So that would be where you will go through if you answered yes. But I would answer no. But if you are really happy to do a yes, then go. With my experience, I answered no. My child's visa is just approved. But I tell you, we will never know, okay? Because we will never know if time change, and one day when you answer the no, they will decline it. But I am just thinking, this is the question for that person who is declaring that. Are you also relying evidence for someone else to prove your financial circumstances? Which I will answer a no. But if you're happy to do a yes, if you are not agreeing with me also, so you just do a yes. But please don't, if your visa application would be denied because of this, and you answered a no because you followed me, disclaimer, please, I will wash my hands. But based on my experience, I answered a no, it was approved. But thinking about it, I think this question is not for the child, it is for the one who is declaring the application for the child. But correct me if I'm wrong, and tell everybody in the comment section that you have proof that it is a yes and things like that, and explain your explanation, because I am also until up to now quite confused what is really the correct one, unless I will call the home office. But I am not paid to do that. But if you are really concerned, please do that and phone, and then please inform everybody else that I am wrong, because I also want to know if I'm wrong or if I'm correct. Okay, guys, let's do this all together. I don't want anybody would fail in their child's visa application. But again, based on my experience, I answered a no, and her visa application was just approved. Okay, let's save and continue. So check your answers again. Blah, 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 blah. Then continue. Demonstrating your permission to be in the UK, if your application, if blah blah blah. So this one will ask you now the question where you would collect, whichever is the nearest post office. You just put in your postcode where you are living now and where you will be staying in the future with the family, or whichever. There are certain post offices that are just eligible for a BRP release. So if it's quite farther, it's okay, just think about maybe have a leave, and then you're gonna spend time with the family outside from your place of, you know, coffee, tea, and roam around the city. So this one, it needs us to take a bus or a train to go to this place, but it's fine, we will just go shopping and check out the sites. It's nice also. Save and continue, choose a service. So standard service, wow, in fairness, it's already just 284 US dollars now. Before it was like 300 plus, but anyway, so that's the current one today. That is more or less 284 to 300. It depends on the US dollar exchange. Save and continue. Okay, so now this is the part wherein you would now pay. So make sure everything is correct, because once you have paid that application, if there's something wrong, you didn't have any biometrics, you can do a refund, but it's gonna take a while as well for the refund to do. And then once you pay that one, it will open up a page where you can select the time and date of you want to do a biometric for your child or your dependent. If ever you will be able to submit it and then do a biometrics, then realize that something went wrong in one of those details, then I'm not so sure about having a refund anymore. You can cancel the application, but I'm not so sure about the refund. So I tell you, make sure everything is correct from step 1 down to the last step. So that's all, guys. I hope this video is clear and further explanation. All I just want to do is to help you guys to make it easier, but of course it also depends on your situation. If you have the same situation as mine, so you can copy what I did. However, if it's different, I couldn't again be able to help you and seek advice to others that has the same situation with you or has more expertise. I'm not an expert. This is all based on my experience. So I hope I have provided you a little bit of help. And if you think that this is very helpful to you and to others that might want to do this step as well, please do share and don't forget to subscribe my channel, Mrs. Felina Capulso, trying to pay it forward. All the best, guys. See you to the next video. Bye.